Teaching hell, what the Bible actually says, including where the doctrine came from. Many people believe in a place called hell where God eternally tortures people. This belief is widespread in Christianity, but when we examine the Bible carefully, using original languages, historical context, and the teachings of Jesus, we discover something very different. The word hell does not exist in the original Hebrew or Greek scriptures. It is an English word that later translators used to combine several very different concepts into one idea. Over time, this created confusion and fear. In the Old Testament, the Hebrew word often translated as hell is Sheol. Sheol simply means the grave or the realm of the dead. Everyone went there. There is no fire, torture, or punishment described. It refers to death, not judgment. In the New Testament, the Greek word Hades is used. Hades is the Greek equivalent of Sheol. It is temporary, not eternal. The book of Revelation says that death and Hades are destroyed. Something that is destroyed cannot be eternal. The primary word Jesus used, and the most misunderstood, is Gehenna. Gehenna was a real physical place outside Jerusalem called the Valley of Hinnom. It had a history of idolatry and child sacrifice, and later became a place where garbage and dead animals were burned. When Jesus spoke of Gehenna, he was not describing the afterlife. He was using a known physical location as a prophetic symbol. His warnings were directed at Israel and pointed to real consequences: judgment on corrupt systems, the destruction of false religion, and national calamity. These warnings were fulfilled historically in AD 70, when Jerusalem and the Temple were destroyed by Rome. Another term sometimes associated with hell is Tartarus, which appears only once in Scripture. It refers to fallen angels, not human beings. It has nothing to do with human destiny. So the question becomes, if Jesus and the apostles did not teach eternal hell, where did the doctrine come from? The idea of eternal conscious torment did not originate in Judaism or in the teachings of Jesus. It entered Christianity gradually through Greek philosophy. Plato taught that the soul is immortal and subject to eternal punishment or reward. This belief was foreign to Hebrew thinking, but became influential as Christianity spread through the Greek-speaking world. In the first few centuries of the Church, there was no single agreed-upon view of the afterlife. Many early Christian leaders believed in restoration, correction, or eventual reconciliation. The belief that God would ultimately restore all things was widely held and openly taught. The turning point came in the 4th and 5th centuries after Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire. During this time, church leaders began to adopt ideas that helped maintain order and control within a growing empire. One of the most influential figures was Augustine of Hippo, 354 to 430 AD. Augustine strongly promoted the idea of eternal punishment. His views became dominant in Western Christianity, even though they were not universally held before him. Augustine's authority and influence caused this teaching to become embedded in church doctrine. Later, during the Middle Ages, the doctrine of hell was reinforced through sermons, art, and literature. Dante's Inferno, written in the 14th century, shaped the popular imagination more than Scripture itself. Much of what people visualize today when they think of hell comes from Dante, not the Bible. The doctrine was further used as a tool of fear and control. Fear of eternal punishment became a powerful motivator for obedience, church attendance, and submission to religious authority. The Bible does speak of fire, but fire in Scripture represents purification, refinement, and exposure, not endless torture. God is described as a consuming fire. Fire removes what is false so that what is true can remain. Revelation speaks of the lake of fire and calls it the second death. Revelation is a symbolic book filled with imagery. The lake of fire represents the final end of death, corruption, and false identity. Even death itself is destroyed. Any teaching about hell must be measured against the nature of God. Scripture clearly states that God is love. Love does not torture endlessly. Love restores. Love never fails. The Bible repeatedly affirms that God's ultimate purpose is reconciliation and restoration. Jesus did not come to save humanity from God. He came to reveal the Father. The Father revealed by Jesus is forgiving, restorative, and committed to healing all creation. Fear-based doctrines produce anxiety, control, and religious striving. Truth produces freedom, peace, and sonship. The gospel is not about escaping eternal torment. It is about awakening to life, love, and union with God, now and forever.